Okay, this one should be a little bit more complicated, or more complex at least, than the other things that I've done. But it's still relatively basic. At the end of this, I should be able to say something along the lines of something is something. As in, it is a cat, or this is a dog, or that is a book. So being able to identify a noun and say it using the John de Maulle form. Also, I should be able to say something along the lines of I am this, as in I am a boy, I am a student, and so on. Luckily, it seems that in Korean it's quite simple. When it comes to English, you have to worry about things, how it changes to am, are, or is depending on the subject. So I am a ba-ba-bum, it is a ba-ba-bum, we are a, and so on. But in Korean, luckily, we only have two things to worry about. And our first one is this here. And it is pronounced ieo. And obviously it's in the John de Maulle form because we have the yo on the end. So we basically have the phrase ieo and also the phrase eo, written like that. Now this is effectively the to be verb, as in, well, as in the is, the am, the are that we have in English. So just nice and quickly, in English, of course, we would say something like it is, and then a noun. It is a cat. Or we would say I am, and we'd say another noun. I am a boy. In Korean, however, in order to say those things, you would effectively be saying, let's do an example here. Not that, because that's English again. Like that. So that would translate to, if you were going to translate it directly, you'd be saying cat, it is. Or you'd be saying, student, I am. But then when it's translated properly, that becomes it is a cat, I am a student. So it doesn't follow the same word order as English does, which is why when you're translating something directly from Korean, it doesn't work. But this is just something to keep in mind, that the word order is switched. Rather than saying it is a cat, you are saying cat, it is. Rather than saying I am a student, you are saying student, I am. But of course it works. So, luckily the rule for using ieo and eo seems to be really quite simple. Because we are going to use, let me see if I can write it again. We are going to use ieo if the preceding character is a consonant. So if it's a consonant, we just put ieo on the end. And of course, if it's a vowel, we simply put eo. Just like that. So that's all we need to remember in order to use them correctly, is that this is used when the last character is a consonant, and this is used when the last character is a vowel. So a nice example, if we go down here, we're going to use, again, a very common word that is learnt pretty quickly. And of course I now can't find the character, so bear with me. It's somewhere, there it is. Okay, so we're going to be saying 물. 물 means water. So if I want to say it's water. So if somebody says, what's that? What are you drinking? I can say, it's water. We need to use one of these. Now, mul ends in this character, which is a sort of r, a sort of soft R-L sound. And that is a consonant. So if I want to say it's water, we are simply going to put an E-A-yo on the end. Just like that. So this would directly, if you translated it directly, you're saying water it is, but of course that comes out as this is water. Right. Another example that they've got here, we are going to have, not that, if I can find it, there it is. We are going to have, not that either, it is gabang, and gabang translates to bag, like a backpack, I assume. I mean, there may be other words to describe things like a purse or a satchel or a rucksack or a suitcase, but effectively just a bag that you'd have over your shoulder. So gabang is bag, and of course it ends in that character, which has it's either silent depending on if it's a certain position, or it's the sound, a sort of ng sound. That is definitely a consonant. So of course, gabang, we then add on, not that, E-A-yo. Gabang, E-A-yo. Yep, and that translates to bag, it is, but of course that would become, it is a bag. In fact, this should probably be it is. Although I think it might be the same thing. You're saying it is, this is in Korean. I think it's basically just using EAO or AO. I could be wrong, but for now we're saying basically it is water and it is a bag. We could go on with these types of examples. I'll just type in one more word. I won't type in the whole thing. But we're going to say, if I can find it again, I always lose this one. There it is. Okay, let's try that again. It can be confusing when you're using one keyboard for two languages. This would be samu. Oh, no, that's the whole word. So it would be samu. Samu shil, if I can, there it is. Samu shil, which is an office. So once again, this character here, this I think it's a Liu or something, not that. This character. That's a consonant, so of course we're going to say EAO. So if you wanted to say it is an office, samu shil EAO. And of course this rule continues to apply to other words. If we're going to write hak, I'll try and do just one of these. Nope. Hakgyo, hakgyo, hakgyo e yo, of course. Hakgyo-eo. Hakgyo is school, but since it has this character at the end, which is a vowel, we are simply going to use the eo ending. And it's as simple as that. It seems basically if you're ending with a consonant, you're going to use eo, and if you're ending with a vowel, you're going to use eo. So you just need to look at whatever the preceding character is at the end of the word and then apply the correct one. It also seems that you can repurpose these phrases. So we have mul ieo, water, it is water. But if we simply put a question mark on the end, we can say, is that water or is this water? It's the same thing, which is good. So someone says, what are you drinking? Mul ieo. Or someone else is drinking something and you say mul ieo, and that's basically meaning is that water, is this water? And you can use it in other ways. So hakseng ieo, which I'll write down here because it's always good to write out the words. Hakseng. There it is. It's that one, I think. Yes. Now, you might notice that this word and this word are the same because hakyo means school, hakseng means student. So it's a very similarly written thing. So saying something like hakseng, again, that's a consonant, so we're going to put ieo on the end, just like that. Hakseng ieo, you're literally saying I'm a student, right? Or student I am, but it becomes I am a student. But if you put a question mark on it, it can literally just change into the question, are you a student? Because the sort of meaning of the phrase just changes based on the context of the conversation you're in. So you don't have to worry about is or are or am, because it just works, it seems. Which is good, because it seems to be a lot easier to speak, because all you're worrying about is putting the correct type of to be verb, which is the ieo or eo, based on if it's a consonant or a vowel. One more, because again, this is a word that I use a lot. It should be written like that. This more just means what. Like someone calls you from the other room. More. What, right? Of course, since it has a vowel on the end, which is that character, the o character, of course it's going to be eo, right? Which is like that. Moyo, which becomes what is it, what's that? So it's not actually that difficult if you think about it, because all we have to remember is that we have ieo and eo. They are the same thing. They're basically the Korean version of the to be verb. In English, you'd be saying I am, we are, he is, it is. All of those am, are, is things. We don't have to worry about that. We can just put ieo or eo on the end. And then based on the context, you can change the phrase itself, going from it's water to is this water, or I'm a student to are you a student, or it's a school to even are you at school now. If you said 학교예요, you're basically saying, is it a school? But based on the context of the conversation you're having, you're actually asking, do you go to school? You know, are you currently attending school? But that meaning is all very nicely condensed into 학교예요, which is good. So yeah, that's that really. Just remembering, just being able to sort of realize at a glance what characters are at the end, and just know that they're a consonant or a vowel, and then choose ieo or eo accordingly.